I'm here with David Taggart. What's up, bro?
What's going on, guys?
We're talking about business ownership. We think it's very easy to make business ownership look sexy.
It's easy to make it look that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah.
So, what's the truth about owning a business? I mean, here's the deal. Your truck is sexy.
I appreciate that.
Anything we put on social media, we're usually saying, "Hey, we're doing good,"
Yeah,
right?
that's it. Truck looks nice.
And
We're
the
doing good.
fucking cactuses here in Austin. I wish there was a little skyline behind us. Talk to me about that stress level of being a business owner and what you should expect if you decide to do this game.
Well, I mean, here's my thoughts on it. Right, I've learned kind of in the last
Let's
year.
take a walk.
Yeah, I've learned in the last year and a half that business ownership is really a culmination of different skill sets. Right, like to me, it's that you have to have financial acumen, marketing experience, branding, knowledge, process and operations. There's a bunch of skill sets required, and I think that most salespeople are really good at doing sales and maybe even good at installing roofs, or they may be good at accounting, but the chances of them of being a well-rounded roofing contractor, like right off the bat, is pretty difficult. I'll be honest with you. It's pretty difficult I think, for most people to jump into business ownership and not understand that it's a skill set of like 10 or 12 different skills that really have to be developed over time.
What would you say is one of those skill sets that if you could master it completely right now, because you're pretty good at sales, right?
I'd say so.
And you could probably install a badass roof.
For sure.
So what's something that if you could master it all of a sudden, you wish you could?
Discipline.
Discipline?
100%.
Okay, like self-discipline?
100% self-discipline. I think that the discipline to learn, the discipline to execute, the discipline to take advantage of opportunity, the discipline to choose to be disciplined and not rely on external motivation. I think that 90% of your problems would be solved if people could just wake up and be a little more intentional. And I think that, a lot of times you get into a conversation about like what's the biggest skill set that's most necessary for business owners to be successful. Honestly I think it's discipline. I think that anybody can kind of work a business. Like anybody can go pull an LLC and start a business and create a brand and hire people to do the right job, but discipline is the one thing that's going to make you wake up and actually want to do it.
I'm gonna say for me, I'm gonna join in on this question. I'm gonna say for me, I'd say it's like people, like choosing the right people and like helping them grow. Because
Yeah.
I like ultimately like I don't know if you have like for me, I don't know if that's just the tough piece. Like I've hired poorly so many times now.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, I think that's still, Tim, I'll be honest with you, man. I think that's a lot of that's a result of discipline, right?
Yeah.
Not yours. It's not your discipline. It was the salesperson or it was the employee's discipline.
Yeah.
Their personal attributes to discipline, how they personally feel about their own discipline, determines whether or not they're going to be a stellar employee or they're going to go outside of the box to understand the concept or to latch on. I've had people that come into roofing in 6 months and don't do anything, right? And I've had people that have been in 30 days and they're already on a path to close 20 grand in their make 20 grand in their first month. Like it's fucking insane. But the discipline level between these two different people, personality types is night and day. And you can see what it takes to be, successful in business. And I think a lot of that, a lot of personal development, all this shit's really popular right now. Like a lot of people love to talk about it. So I'm not going to, I almost feel bad about saying that, to be honest with you, because it's all like virtuous and whatever the fuck. But I'll be honest with you, man, if people weren't shitty people, they'd be better employees and businesses would be better. But if business leaders weren't shitty people, they'd be better business leaders as well. You know what I mean? So it kind of, it's not just that shit doesn't go one way.
I'm not going to take too much of your time here because I know that you got a busy day and you got business to do. But I guess we talked like a year ago or so as you were starting the business.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you didn't know then that you know now about running a business that's difficult? And I guess what didn't you know then?
I didn't know then that you don't have to be good at everything, right? When I first started this business, I tried to figure out how I was going to be a good trainer and a good branding guy and a good marketer and a good leader to my employees and still have room on the table to be a father and a husband and a sales manager and a production coordinator and all this other shit, right? Like there's a lot of different hats that you have to wear running a business. There's a lot of different roles. And I thought that I had to be good at all of them to have a successful business. But really, I think the one thing that I kind of I landed on was that I'm really good at branding and marketing. And as a CEO, most of my responsibilities fall on branding and marketing and then on recruiting and training. And so I spend most of my time operating in those two realms for the business. And I really kind of delegate a lot of the financial stuff and the production stuff out to our team members and stuff. And that puts me in a better position to spend more time recruiting, training, branding, and marketing, right?
Yeah.
So I think that something that would be beneficial for a lot of business owners to know is that you don't have to be good at everything in your business. You have to figure out what you're uniquely qualified to handle and then find people that are more qualified than you to handle the other shit.
I want to ask you guys to comment below. I appreciate everyone joining. I want to ask, what are the percentages of time that you're spending in your business if you're a CEO? Are you spending 30% of your time on branding and marketing, and you're spending 30% on sales or 30% on management or whatever? I'm just curious what your percentages look like. I'd like to I think that's a very interesting discussion.
I think if we look at the total revenue, I'd say a little bit over 30%, maybe 40% individual contribution in sales last year to the company, right? The total gross amount. But we look at the amount of time that I spend, most of the stuff that I spend, so whether it's social media, doing stuff like this, a lot of it is it's branding and marketing. You know what I mean?
What do we got here with this watch?
An Invicta.
Ooh,
yeah, it's not a Rolex, man.
Bro, it looks good though.
I don't see. Look,
I got good, bro.
I grew up in a trailer park. You know what I mean? So this $300 watch,
looks good, though.
that's a fucking victory lap for me. You know what I mean? That's my trailer park victory lap, and I'm cool with that. I don't need a $10,000 Rolex would be nice, right? But I'm not balling like that right now.
Bro, it looks good to me. I don't know much about watches.
I don't know either.
But let's end on this. How far have you come? I know that we started a little bit on that. So talk to me, give me like a couple minutes on how far you've come as a professional, as somebody who's living life.
I started roofing sales living in a double wide trailer, man. In 2020, January of 2020, I got into roofing sales 2 weeks before everybody went on lockdown, or 2 months. I got on my first roof the first week of lockdown, as a matter of fact, and it was pedal to the metal since then. But I started this, I tell this story a lot, and I've told it on Instagram or whatever, but eating a can of fucking peas and carrots on my kitchen floor for dinner because that's what I could afford. And I knew that I deserved better. I knew that I was meant for better. I knew that my children were, sorry, man. I knew my kids deserved more, and it was my responsibility to do it.
Yeah.
And so when I tell people that roofing changed my life, man, it really has. It really has. And that's, I think, is a huge, man, my drive to try to impact other people's lives, I think really is what kind of drives a lot of the success that we've had in the last year. So to say that I've come a long way in the last 2 years is I feel like it's personally accurate. But fuck, man, it's been sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it's difficult taking your own life in your own hands and working for a commission. Is probably one of the scariest things that a human being could ever do. It's not guaranteed. There's nothing on paper that says you're going to get paid next week. And it's very difficult. And it takes a lot of you, but I feel like it's given enough to me individually where I feel obligated to kind of pay it forward and give it back. So, I mean, I've come a long ways, but more importantly, the people I think that are in my life, in the company's life, I think they've come a long ways too in the time that we've been around. And so, I mean, that's even better for me. I don't give a shit about my own success.
Yeah, buddy. Well, hey, don't get into business ownership thinking it's all going to be easy.
It's not.
Folks out there, I encourage 1 out of every 50 people maybe has the fucking cojones to hack it. I'm just saying.
I mean, I told you in the truck,
crazy,
dude, I ran 2 businesses into the damn ground because I didn't know what I was doing.
It's fucking tough. Like, it's really important to know that. Like, and if you know that and you do it anyways, gang, because we're in it together. I also love roofing, even though I'm not a roofer. I'm grateful that Grateful that I get to know you. Let's go take a selfie by your truck.
Sounds good.